Hi, I'm going to plan an instructional peer conversation for my class of 4-year-olds. I thought you might like to come along and see how it's done. There are 3 steps to this process. The first thing I need to do is decide on an activity. After I've done that, I need to choose a conceptual reasoning path. Then I need to come up with a list of open-ended questions to ask the children. I'm going to use the map to lay all of this out. So to start, I've decided that my activity is going to be a scavenger hunt here in the classroom. Tomorrow in circle time, I'm going to divide the children into small groups. I'm thinking that I'll probably have about 3 children per small group. In their small group, I'm going to have them look around the classroom for various objects that vary in size. Once they find their objects, I'm going to have them sort them into 3 baskets that are labeled small, medium, and large. Once they've sorted all their objects, the small groups are going to have to talk about the items that they chose, the basket that they put them in, and then also count the number of objects that they placed in each basket. By breaking it up this way, I figured that the children will naturally engage in conversation with their small group. They're going to have to problem solve, choose the objects together, also decide what basket they're going to put them in, and then they're going to have to report out to the large group. The second step in the process is to decide on a reasoning path. After looking at the compass, I decided that this would fit very nicely into the math reasoning path. The children are going to have to think about dimension and size, and then they're going to have to compare and contrast the items that they chose. They're also going to have to report out to the class based on data. So finally, I need to create some open-ended questions that I can ask the children to sort of kickstart that communication during the large group. For this, I'm going to come up with some questions from each one of the categories from the question trail. We have gathering information, analyzing, and brainstorming. I've decided that a good gathering information question would be, how many items do we have in the small bin? Or maybe I could even ask them, where did they find these objects? For analyzing, I thought that a good question would be, how can we tell if an item is small, medium, or large? And then finally, a good brainstorming question would be, if we walked around our center, how many objects do you think that we might find that could be a large item? Or how many objects do you think that we might find that might go into the small basket? I need to keep in mind that the children's conceptual development is going to be driven by my listening to their comments and elaborating and asking them questions. I really want them to sort of look deeper at the skills that they used for this activity and in this conceptual path. It's really important that I have the groups talk about what they found and maybe even start a conversation comparing and contrasting the different objects. I think it might even be great to have them do a graph just showing the number of small, medium, and large objects. This is going to be a fun activity.